Emotions don't belong at work. Emotions make you weak. Emotions are useless in decisions. Showing emotion is unprofessional. You either have emotional intelligence or you don't. Emotions make you less productive. Emotions are for the HR department, not for leaders. Lies, every single one of them. But I mean, you've heard them all, right? Don't get me wrong. Emotions are challenging and messy. And this Enneagram 7 would like to avoid discomfort by running the other way, preferably to something with sprinkles and laughter. Thank you very much. I know that I'm not alone. Every leader I talk to comes back to this question: how do I handle emotions at work? And we all want to figure that out. I've learned through the discomfort and the jumble of emotions this leadership truth. Emotional intelligence produces healthy and effective leadership. Leaders who practice emotional intelligence and emotional regulation improve both their actions and business results, as well as the outcomes for the entire team. And that's according to the National Institutes of Health. Brené Brown teaches that we cannot selectively numb. So, what that means is, in order to experience the joy that we've talked about as the keystone of a healthy culture, as well as the happiness and excitement and fascination and wonder, all those things we want to experience, we have to be willing to feel rejected, miserable, jealous, inadequate. Yeah, I don't like that. That is such a really inconvenient reality. And I am continually practicing emotional intelligence as a leader. And my struggle with it has everything to do with my Enneagram type. And you too, my friend. Your personality will absolutely hijack your emotional intelligence and your leadership if you let it. So, if you're new to the Enneagram, it's a personality framework that helps you understand why you think, feel, and act the way we do. So, the emotional struggle that will hijack your leadership based on your Enneagram type. Enneagram 8s, anger only. You're really comfortable with anger. And the other types, we can learn from this. And you will use anger to maintain control and cover emotions that feel tender or exposing. And this will leave you vulnerable to hasty decisions and ineffective leadership. Enneagram 9s, muted emotions. Your emotional volume is really low, just turned way down. While that unflappable stance can be really helpful when others are flailing, it keeps you disconnected and others unsure how to follow you. Enneagram 1s, simmering resentment. Repressed anger and buried shame are always on a low heat, just kind of stewing in your life. In your desire, which is amazing, for improvement, you will fall to resentment because it's never perfect and you can't fix it all. Enneagram 2s, misplaced empathy. You are great at feeling everyone else's emotions, which creates powerful connections with people. But you often feel the other person's emotions and neglect to process your own, leaving you prone to people pleasing decision making. Enneagram 3s, glossed shame. The winner in you covers the shame you want to avoid. So while you are amazing at outlining the way to a goal, you gloss over emotions because they feel like inefficient barriers. But that is what keeps you ineffective as a leader. Enneagram 4s, cranked up emotions. You are highly aware of your emotions and comfortable with others' emotions. But when you make emotions bigger and more intense, you stay stuck in that emotional swirl. It's hard to move to action and to allow space for anyone else's authentic emotions. Enneagram 5, emotional Scrooge. You are the clutch player when dispassionate analysis is needed. However, when you observe emotions from a safe distance, you literally become detached and diminish your ability to connect with others in real time, preventing you from getting important data and leading effectively. Enneagram sixes, unrelenting angst. When it's time to troubleshoot, we're coming to you. But emotionally, your tendency toward worst case scenario thinking keeps you emotionally reactive, and others will dismiss your troubleshooting insights over time because everything's a fire. Enneagram 7, toxic positivity. Finding the silver lining is your specialty. But because you don't want emotions that feel uncomfortable or painful, you can reject the real emotions in yourself and others. And this creates distrust and even toxicity. Okay, so let's get down to brass tacks. What do we do? How do we improve our emotional intelligence? So, regardless of your Enneagram type, this simple practice called name, rate, find helps you regulate your own emotions and improves your emotional intelligence. Name. Accurately name your emotions. Feeling frustrated is different than feeling foolish or inadequate. Labeling your emotions, plural emotions, because you're usually feeling more than one at the same time, begins the process of regulation. So you're in charge, not the emotion. I literally have right there on my desk a list of 135 emotions so I can look through them and help identify them. If you'd like a copy, you can grab one below. Number 2, rate. So we've named our emotion. Now we're going to rate it and identify its intensity. I like a 1 to 10 scale, but some folks really like an infrared to ultraviolet scale or a traffic light of red, yellow, green. When you rate your intensity, you can start to choose your next action step with clarity. Feeling angry at a 10? Probably not the best time to have that conversation. Feeling forgotten at a 3? Calling a friend feels a little bit easier. So name, rate, now find. Locate that emotion in your body. Emotions are chemicals and energy that change the makeup of our very cells, according to Dr. Candace Pert. Your body processes emotions like it absorbs nutrients from food. Locating your emotions in your body, it allows your connection to your emotions, body, and mind to happen, letting your emotions to begin to move through your body. Because emotional constipation, anyone? No, thank you. No. So now what? What do you do? As a leader and as a healthy human, you're responsible for your own personality and emotions that are already a little sloppy. And when you put that in the workplace with all those lies we talked about above, and then you add others' personalities and emotions, it make it feel like a mud wrestling match. And that's why the sterile space of no emotions feels safer, except it keeps you stuck. It keeps you stuck in other kinds of inefficiencies, exposed to poor decision making, and it costs you joy at work. But it doesn't have to be like that. I can help you bring the wealth and the richness of emotional intelligence to you and your team so you can make better emotional decisions. You can improve your collaboration and simply have better relationships with each other. Name, rate, find is just the beginning. Let's talk about how to bring emotional intelligence to all of your people.